All right, I've made a little bit of progress with this booze box. But I've been kind of slowly going at it because I have an idea of what I want to happen, but I need to make sure that's the way that I can actually assemble it that way. So cut the neck so that its top will actually be screwed down to the neck, and this is just where I'm going to need to cut out for the pickup. I also plan on having the tone or just the volume knob on the neck, on the lid, and more than likely the input jack plug in on the lid. So all the wiring will be on the lid, but that creates a little bit of an issue. Number one, heard me talk about these screws before. Oh, come on, focus. So there's a pretty long shoulder on that. Obviously, if I just screwed, even putting the pickup ring on there and then tried to screw down to this lid, obviously it's not going to work. So I have to put something underneath this for these screws to come to, right? So I have these on each side. Also, when I put the volume knob in there, it's going to hang down below. And this goes on like this. It slides into this channel. So if I have anything attached to the inside, this ain't going to slide down. So after studying on this for a while, I've made the determination that I'm going to cut this off just right there so that there's still the piece, so it covers the outside, it covers the copper piece from the inside, but I can just place the lid on top instead of sliding it in. I thought about cutting grooves in here since the lip does hang over to maybe, because then it would still hide, it would close and you wouldn't see the holes, but I don't think that's going to work either. So that's what I'm about to do. I think that's the direction I'm going in after much thought. I'm still going to sand or round over the edges and do something with that so that it's not so rough when you're trying to play it. And the plan is still to go with a floating bridge. But that's what I'm about to do. Cut this little lip off so that I don't have to slide this lid on there. I can just place it on there. I have to put a little more bracing in the box to make that work, but I think that's the answer. Yeah, there it is. So it still covers the outside, fit right down on top. I think that's what's needed. All right, a few more things to do on this. I need to cut the holes for the tuners, get those put in. I need to put my string guide up here. You will notice that I did stain this box. I like the way it matches with the fretboard and the rest of the guitar. I put my sound hole underneath the neck. I said I was going to screw this piece to the neck, so there is a hole here. This is where I will screw the front into the neck. Here's the back, the input, volume. pickup and floating bridge. So I still got to assemble this. I'm going to pull the lid off and flip it around and show you the underside. Then I'm gonna get to taking care of the rest of that stuff. And we'll show you this. We'll let you see how it sounds. All right, before I show you these the booze box, just got that thing put together. I want to show you these two. I was working on these at the same time, but I got kind of excited. I want to get that booze box done, so I still need to shape these necks. There's a lot of things I got to do. I've got the necks fitted into the box. I've got all the bracing in there. So now I need to figure out where the pickups are going to go and all that. And then these will come together rather quickly. But so starting with this Cohiba, I'm going to put a top of the box humbucker in the neck and the bridge position, and I'm going to put a hardtail bridge. And that's what this is. This goes underneath the lid, and this is what the bridge will screw to. Now this neck still goes all the way to the back of the box, but I will cut a little spot so that it hooks over this. Just makes that bridge gives it a little better place to screw into, makes it a lot more solid. So with that, it's going to have a volume, a blend, and a tone knob for those two. And on this Firewalker, I wanted to do something similar. So I'm going to do a humbucker in the neck position, and then I'm going to do a piezo underneath the bridge. So it's the same thing. It's going to go underneath the box, underneath the lid for me to screw the bridge to. So I've got this hole for the piezo, so I'll fill it with some hot glue and then put some hot glue on top of it, and put something over the top so it doesn't stick to the lid, and that's what the bridge will bolt to. And so this will have a humbucker in the neck position, and it'll have a piezo, and then it's the same thing. I'm going to do a blend knob or a tone blend and a volume blend and tone. So there you go. That's a look at these two. These two they'll come together rather quickly. I'll probably do a separate video to show that, especially putting the piezo in. So all right, let's go take a look at this here booze box. Okay, that's a good look at the sound hole, just so you can see that there's still area for the neck to sit. I did add bracing inside the box in the corners. Still need to fix the tailpiece, but here you go. This is the underside. So she's wired up. All the wires are everything's really close in here. This wire here, I got a humbucker. It's going to go out the back. It'll I have a hinge, or actually it's a door catch. I have a door catch, so it'll hook up with that. That's what will help ground the strings. So usually on these humbuckers, the ones like this, because it's got all the multiple wires, I usually don't cut this, but on this one there was so much wire, I did cut it. Soldered everything back up, because like you've seen before, these two pieces, they don't get connected unless you're trying to split the coil or something, but they have to be soldered together. So I had to resolder those, and then the green wire and this exposed wire get soldered together for your ground, and this is your input. So that's what happens here. Now you can't see all of that because it is really tight and really close, but there you go. So we'll turn this thing around, get her put together, and then we'll see how she sounds. All right, there it is. That's the Jameson whiskey box, the booze box, I guess. Man, this thing is so cool. So normally, most of my builds, I do a hardtail bridge. This one I wanted to use a floating bridge. Here's the floating bridge. It's got just a volume knob, and I think this knob matches perfectly. So the neck is screwed to the top. So that's what this screw here is, and then there's a screw in here. It's a fret marker. It's also screwed to the top. If you look through here, I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny bit of space between the fretboard and the top. I got just a little shim in there that underneath the screw. I didn't want it to pull the fretboard down, you know. So I put little shims in there. You can barely see them. They're tucked up in there. And then these 4 screws on the 4 corners, that's what screws it to the box itself. I'll put some bracing in there to hold it. So, and you can hear I'm kind of hitting on it right here. It's got a little give in it, but it sounds amazing. It's awesome. Sound hole, there you go. Sound hole is up in the front. I didn't want to mess up the top. I didn't want to mess up the front. I didn't have a whole lot of room either. And I did round over these corners, and I stained this box. So this box has graphics on it. And when the light hits it just right, you can see the graphics. But I think it looks really good. Dark stained. It matches everything else. You got a maple neck, walnut heel, and a walnut fretboard. Oh yeah, here's the other cool thing. Look at this. Is this the right one? Yeah, there it is. Little knot here. Awesome. And then follow it right up here. Little knot right there. Oh yeah, look at that. Kind of cool, I think. Anyway, thought it looked pretty cool. The other thing is, which side is it? Yeah, this side. So this is from the same piece of maple. This is on the bad end. So as it went down on the other side, it got darker. So you can see it shows that line real well. Also shows this real well where the scarf joint is. I think that's another unique thing. I did some antique copper tuners. They're locking tuners, but I put the black washers there, and I also put some black screw heads in them just to you know, tie it in with the front, since the front is copper and black. And then of course the input jack is up here on the front. Again, it just made it easier. You saw before I put it together, I soldered everything to the lid, just shoved it in the box. The only thing I had to run was there's a ground wire that sticks out the back, and where this is connected to the box. And this is a striker plate. It was painted black, but you know, when they're painted, there's really no continuity, so trying to ground to that. So and then I thought, this is a, wait for that knucklehead. All right, I thought since this was a copper lid, that I would do copper as well, and I had some copper tape, so I just coated this in copper tape. It's got a strap button here, no strap button here. You can tie it off to the neck. Probably the one thing that maybe is, you can see it. There's a little more of a gap here than I wanted, but still came out nice. And this is setting. There's bracing inside of here. I didn't want it any lower in the box, so that's why there's that gap. I put that bracing in there, and it moved it up so that my action will be right. And you can see the action on this thing is awesome. Woo, it's awesome. I was a little worried about it just because I haven't done a floating bridge in a while, so I was kind of concerned that how much dialing in I'd have to do to get the action right. But actually, this is pretty good. I got this humbucker in the bridge position, and this is raised all the way up. I lowered it down. I like the sound where it's at. This is about 3/16 from the strings. You can lower it down though. I did cut out some of the neck material inside here to allow you to lower it down. So if you're looking for like a tone adjustment or something to make it sound a little different, you can definitely lower that humbucker down. But anyway, man, I think this thing came out awesome. I'm gonna turn the camera around. I turned it this way because I got my garage door open and because it's hot, really hot. And so the lights coming in there kind of backlit the video, and I didn't want them, you know, I wanted you to be able to get a good look at this thing. So now I'm gonna turn it around. I guess I'm gonna close the door or something. I'll turn it around and let you listen to it real quick. Man, yeah, this thing is awesome. All right, I'm gonna turn this camera around. So there you go. This is acoustically. There you go. Plug this thing in. Woo! Yeah, sounds pretty awesome. So I normally try to like put the guitar over my right leg when I'm playing, but because of the depth of this box, I find it's a little easier to play it this way. Sounds really awesome with a slide and a little juice. All right. Whew. Yeah, this thing sounds really cool. Get back here by the bridge. Get a real tinny sound, but man, the thing sounds so good. The booze box. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. I got two more guitars over there working. I have the videos up on those real soon as I get them done. They're going to be the same but very different. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all those new subscribers that have come out and joined me. Thanks for those that have been hanging on for a little while. Trying to get more and more videos out here. The Booze Box. Thanks for watching.